How is my Wi-Fi? Is it okay? Okay, good. My boys wanted to do a Lord of the Rings marathon because they're weird. So I'm at a friend's house. We made a Hobbit breakfast and everything. So winning the Mom Awards. All right, so here is what we're going to talk about today. I sent out almost 80 samples of the hydrate. Now, everybody can do their own thing. Let me mute. I sent out as many samples as I could think of to my level ones and some of the people I've been talking to about Plexus. And I've been spending my time following back up, making sure that they try it. And I've had some really good conversations. Some people saying, well, I don't really know. I mean, I drink plenty of water. Why do I need electrolytes? Why does that matter? And so this is really making me look into that product and really have answers for it. So raise your hand if you already have a plan for posting this week, like we talked about before, the content creation. Okay, Leslie, what are you focusing on this week? Oh, wait, you're muted. Sorry. You're muted.
Sorry. I'm focusing on tying up the anxiety week that I did last week
Okay.
with just moving more into gut health and some of those ties instead of specific testimonials on just that one aspect.
Okay, so just why does anxiety get linked to gut health in a way? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Who else raised their hand? Sarah, what was your topic for this week?
It's mom guilt and mom life kind of things.
Yes.
But really focusing on Slim and how that's like helped me with the mom guilt.
That's really good. Have you looked on Instagram and just done hashtag mom guilt and see what other people have said about mom guilt?
No, but that's a really good idea.
That might be good to draw.
But I did a call to comment post this morning about, do you have bedtime in the summer? And that has been really good. And Friday, I had a really good mom guilt post, and a lot of people have been messaging me about it.
That's awesome. Okay, so just I need one more person to share what their topic is for the week, and then I'm going to give you guys. Okay, Beverly, what are you doing?
I'm doing show life. I'm focusing. I know people are like crazy, but our show season is fixing to start. All these moms are stressed out to the wazoo. And so I'm focusing on those moms in the show barn and with their gut health and headaches, anxiety, all the things that go on in the show barn, and just trying to do storylines in that direction. Started yesterday with my grandson showing his little goat. So,
and you know what's funny? I was thinking, okay, is she talking about like are kids into drama? Like I had to figure out what show life was. So you may want to do like a show life 101 because I was like, what does that mean? So
it's livestock.
Got it. So every one of you should have a topic for this week that you're focused on, and it won't get old to people. Remember what I said about them needing to see things multiple times before they're like, and it makes them start thinking and connecting to you. So this is the time you're going to spend about 15 minutes researching all the things you need to create really good posts, because you don't want this to be something you write while you're sitting on the toilet when your kids are banging on the door. Like you want to have your stuff ready. So when she was saying, I'm not really sure I buy into electrolytes, that's what she said to me. I'm going to focus on water today. I'm going to focus on how I saw Ryan, I can't remember her last names. Is it Evans? That talked about doing 75 hard and how she's drinking a gallon of water a day. Like I'm going to focus in on hydration this week, and I need to do a little research so I can actually make really good posts. So spend about 15 minutes researching your topic. If you don't have one for the week, put it in the chat and we can help you pick one. Okay, let me give you some follow-up on what I just saw in the chat. Okay, so Carrie, you doing collagen is really smart because that's our product of the month. And honestly, there are so many options right now out there for collagen and all the things collagen can do. You've got endless amount of posts, all the way down to just you taking a picture of yourself getting ready. Like, I don't know if you wear makeup in the morning, but saying it feels so good to look at myself and feel like I'm aging backwards. And that's it. That's all you have to write. And people say, well, how are you doing that? 7 days of mindset is really good. Maybe challenging people to be in a better place of positivity. Someone said, can I focus on the business for a week? Yes. But just remember, I feel like I posted this on my team page. Selling is serving people. And once you figure that out, your business explodes. So the business, you're trying to meet someone's need, right? So someone's sitting there right now. They're waiting for their next paycheck. They still have what? Let's say they have 10 more days before they're supposed to get paid. And they're wondering, how am I going to get all these groceries covered for my family? I mean, anybody else been in that boat? I have. It's like, we have 10 days and we have no food left. And we literally would eat buttered noodles for pretty much every meal. Maybe share a story like that. Like, I got tired of eating buttered noodles, or like whatever you wanted to say. You understand where I'm going with that? Is serving people. Oh, Hannah, perfectionism. That could be in your stories. That could be on your wall. You could say, I was tempted today to not complete this project because I wanted it to be perfect, but I did it anyways. And let people see you overcoming that particular struggle. I'm looking through to answer any more questions I see. Dreams and goals. Stick with the same topic for the whole week. That's why you need to spend this time brainstorming. It's called a brain dump, and just literally throw everything down that you can think of that would be on that topic that you can make a post about so that it's ready to go. Okay, I'm unmuting because there's one comment that someone asked about doing gut health. Is it too general? My opinion is it's too general. So if I were you, I would think about posts like, okay, what foods help your gut health? So that would be one you could do. And like one post for the day is like, I decided today I'm going to eat, I don't know, kimchi and sauerkraut because did you know that, you basically are educating people on that. Then the next day it could be avoiding stress because that's bad for your gut health. And then so all these things you could focus on for the whole week on how to have a stronger gut health, ways to make choices that will elevate your gut health instead of like too general, if that makes sense.
Can I say something, Jen?
Do it.
About so something that I am wanting to really dig into is the green personalities, the researchers, because for me, when I hear something that someone else has researched, I am able really easily to like reiterate and talk about it. And the reason I was sold on pharmacy makeup is because the gal that I listened to in her stories as she's doing her makeup, she talked about it, and the ingredients and why they work for your skin and these types of things came so naturally off of her tongue that I was just like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like the words didn't sound scary, the ingredients didn't sound scary. I kept finding myself like choosing to watch her stories, even though they're like 20 shots long, because I just enjoyed listening to her talk about the products and put her face on in the final result. Right. And so I would like to tap into the research of that. But if you are a green personality, really share those ingredients for people who are not the researchers. That's another reason for us to be more confident in what we're taking, because we're like, oh yeah, my friend shared this and I love taking it. But we love listening to people who actually know why the specific ingredients work for specific hormones in your body, reactions. I want to become more of that person, even though like research is extremely boring to me.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so 35% of the population are green personalities, meaning that's a lot of people that want to hear all about that. And then the people that aren't that, they might be somewhat interested in that as well. So here's what I would suggest. When I first started, I watched Sonia Dudley's opportunity meeting. It was an hour long, and I watched it over and over and over again. I took notes. And it turned out when I went and did my first opportunity meeting, I even like channeled her accent. Like that's how much I studied her. Okay. So you go and find people that are talking. It doesn't have to be plexus people. It could be like, okay, why does stress affect gut health? And look on YouTube and watch some videos and listen. And you replicate that in your stories. Just say, I was just watching this thing and I learned X, Y, and Z. And just it's almost like you're trying on your training wheels. If you're anxious about sharing in that way, because you're like, that's not really in my personality, but I want to stretch myself, to just share what you heard from someone else until all that knowledge becomes part of your own database, and you're just saying it like as if you'd always known it, if that makes sense.
Can I ask a question? So I was going to ask, is it too much to post like twice on about Plexus a day? Like if I did one when I get up in the morning or earlier in the morning and then one before like later in the evening?
Okay, I can't. Here's how I'm going to answer that. It would depend on what the posts were, because, and here's where this auditing idea comes about. Find someone in your upline that is within your levels 1 through 7, because some people are not, you know, that whole 80-20 rule about spending the time with the people that are part of your like direct business. Find someone in your direct upline that you love the way they post on social media and ask them, could you just take 5 minutes and go audit my Facebook page for me? I just want you to tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because if I go to someone's page and it just seems like every single post is, here's our last special, and here's a product you need to try, and here's a discount for you, and here's this, and here's that, it never makes me feel connected to the person. So if your Plexus posts are like showing that you're going out working out and you've got your pink drink and you mention it, like yesterday, Alita had her baby and she posted on her team page a picture of him. She's like, you know, introducing Bridge Langford. By the way, I'm obsessed with my hydrate. It tastes amazing. That's literally what she put in the post. I was like laughing how she just added a little jab there. Like, and by the way, Flex is awesome. So it just depends on how you do it. What were you thinking?
I tend to post too much about the business, I think. It's just on my mind all the time right now because I mean that's just where we are right now. But I don't want to feel, I don't want people to think I'm desperate, but it's just where I am. It's what I see. Because it has been such a blessing for us. And so, but I feel like if I talk about it too much, people are just going to say, you know, it's just talking about the business thing again. So I don't know. I see so many people posting in my group, okay, and my people that I see, they're talking about not having enough to do this, not being able to do that, having to scrimp and all that stuff. And that's who I'm seeing. So I don't know.
Okay, first of all, have you ever gone live or done that and talked about it in your stories the way you just talked to us about that?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's one other reason why I think it's too much. I'm doing too much.
Well, are you tender like you just were? Because I was like, I heard like a sound in your voice where it was like, I think I'm going to get emotional. And I felt super connected to you when you did that. So I'm just wondering if you do that on your wall.
I have not done it in my story because I don't know how to make it connect. I do the little, you know, you push the button and then it cuts off. So I don't know how you keep it.
I went through the same thing because I was like, how do people do this? And the first couple times you do it, you learn eventually to be able to avert your eyes a little bit to see when that line's about to hit the end of the circle. So you can kind of take a tiny pause in the way that you talk. And then you start back up with the next round because you've got that full minute to go. So
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. There is an app that allows you just to record a video and it will cut it into the 15-second blocks for you. I'll send you the name of that right now. I have to look it up on my phone. I haven't used it in so long because I figured out how to take a breath at the right time. So I would post that heartfelt message, say, until I never open my Facebook and see people struggling, I'm not going to stop sharing about this opportunity because y'all, this is the stuff I had to do to be able to help my family. And until Plexus, it took away from them. You know, like you're going to share until you stop seeing posts of people struggling. But what about sharing about people in your team that you've helped? And you say, this is my friend Melissa. She said yes, and this is what it allowed her to do. So every day you're showing social proofing that it's not just me. And if you really say, for the next 7 days, I'm going to share with you the possibilities of people that I know and what this has done for them. So I don't think that's too much. But if your goal is to be constantly every day fishing for a new business builder, it does feel like you're getting sold to. But if you're trying to say to people, y'all, this is important. You need to look. I'm hearing you say you're struggling. I have an answer. That's a little bit different. Oh, cut story. That's right, Christina. That's it. Bernita, I've never learned how to use the hands-free. I should figure that out. But someone said, how do I research ideas for my posts? the first thing you're going to do is just take out a piece of paper and a pencil, unless you are a person that wants to write on the notes on your phone. I'm old school. I want a piece of paper and a pencil. And I immediately just start, okay, if I'm going to post about hydration, what are all the things that come to my mind? And I start writing. I heard this saying, it's called HALT. So when you want to go eat something, have you heard this? HALT. If you're going to go eat, ask yourself, am I actually hungry or am I really thirsty? Am I angry or anxious? Am I lonely or bored? Am I tired? So those are like confusions with food. And I thought, well, that would be a good post because maybe people think that they're hungry, but really they're thirsty. So I thought of that. Now, my husband's been saying he's tired. He realized he was dehydrated. That's another post. So I would just start brainstorming all of these ideas and then get supporting information to go with it. And some of your most powerful posts are one-liners. It doesn't have to be this long informational post. It could just be, what would it be like for you if you actually got all your water in the day? Would you feel like a rock star? And like a picture of you just drinking water, just simple. Okay, so we're wrapping up this topic. Cut Story is an app, Sarah, that if you wanted to record like 3 minutes or 4 minutes of talking, which would probably be a lot, but you can upload it to that and it will cut it into the proper segments, whether it's 15 seconds for Instagram or 20 seconds, I think, for Facebook. So it does it for you. I wanted to comment really quick on Casey's comment and then we'll move to the next topic. So one of the things that we have to be really careful about is posting what we want to post, which is really weird to hear that said, right? Because you're like, it's my wall, it's my page, I can post whatever I want to post. Well, I wasn't getting engagement on my face or my Instagram the way I wanted to. And then every so often I'd somehow hit the nail on the head and people were like, I love this, you know, woo, and like commenting and liking and all that. And I really wasn't even particularly fond of whatever that post was. So I'd go back to whatever I wanted to post, like what I wanted to talk about. Wasn't as much engagement. So I have to listen to what people are saying they want to hear from me. So I have to stay in this particular lane. And it's interesting to me as I grow in it. Like I made a post about being a mom of teenagers and people went crazy for it. And I was like, I could fight it or I could go with it. So we all have to be really strategic in what we're posting on. It can't be, think about a TV sitcom. It's always got the storyline. You know, you're watching it to hear about these particular characters and this particular struggle they're in. And that's what you want to know. You don't want it to be all over the place. So your page has to be in the right lane. So it can't just be about motherhood. It has to be really specific. Momming, elementary age kids that think they're high schoolers. Like pick something and stick in that lane. And when you're ready to shift, you can start shifting. Does that make sense too? So Tabitha, that's that creator account. If you have an Instagram creator account, it gives you a professional dashboard and it allows you to get insights on your posts all the way down to, it shows you how many people your post reached. Like some of them, it'll say Instagram liked it enough that it showed it to 20,000 people. And it even tells you how many people followed you just because of that post. So then I now go, okay, that's weird to me that people like to see quotes. So I'm going to make a graphic with that quote and put my name at the bottom. And then that ends up getting shared in people's stories. So I put @Jen Leith at the end of this quote and they share it in their stories. And so the people that are following them are now following me. I mean, I'm not like an expert. I don't even want to tell you how many followers I have, but I'm a work in progress, y'all. Okay, so now we're going to just dedicate the next 30 minutes or so. It is going to be raining threes. I want you guys to focus on the power of three, teaching everyone on your team what that is, how Plexus works and the powers of three. It might be that you go to your level one and say, I'm pretty sure I've asked you before if you want to share, but I want to make sure you know that what if you shared with three people and they shared with three people and they shared with three people. You're using that power of three graphic that I know when it was shown to me and it said what would happen, how I would get to diamond. It created a whole new world of dreaming for me. I thought, I don't think it's possible, but man, wouldn't that be cool if it was? So you're going to go to all the people that have said yes to you and like with the what if, the power of three, getting them to silver, really focusing on that and bringing up the conversation. Does anyone in here feel like they're pretty solid on introducing this idea to someone that wants to share how they do it? Where it like puts a light off in someone's mind instead of makes them hide and block your calls?
I'm still nervous about it.
Okay, I can see that people are not. All right. Okay, so the power of three graphic, we have the one that exists, but we need to kind of polish it up for the new comp plan enhancement because now we've got 6 points for the level ones. Here's the thing. You think if you bring this up to people that you are basically saying, hurry up and make me some money. Hurry up so I can make money off of you. That's what you think that you're introducing to them. But I never in a million years thought that when Suzanne introduced it to me, ever. I thought she was trying to meet a need of mine. So it may start where you say to people, it's only fair to you that you know that you could be taking these products for free like I do. So do you want me to teach you how to do that? And if they're like, well, what do I have to do? Do I have to sell it? You could say, technically, no. I'm really just teaching you about the referral program. And I mean, when I was in college, I was referring people to live in the apartments I lived in because I wanted my rent discounted. I didn't even like those apartments, but I was like, I don't care because I want cheaper rent. So referral programs are, everybody does that. It's not a big deal, right? So that could be how you bring it up. It could also be that you say to them, I want to show you what my friend showed me when I started Plexus. I didn't have any intention of sharing, but when she showed me this, it did make me think. So here it is. And you basically explain to them how the power of three works. If you don't give the people the information that they need later on and they say, no one ever told me this, you don't want that on your conscience, do you? I think maybe I'll work on that power of three graphic, but every person on your team deserves to hear this. They don't understand. Most people that are wholesale ambassadors, you know what they think we're doing to make money? They think that we are just really good at sales. Like I've had people say, you must have millions of dollars in sales. And I was like, ha. Like they think that I'm out selling product door to door. They don't understand. This is totally different than that. Don't you agree? And if we don't operate by the power of three, then we don't have residual income. We have to get people sharing with three because it may not be my level one that I need. It may be the person she signs up that I needed, right? Okay, I'm just going to read this really quick from the chat because I typed it there and some of you don't, I don't know if you're looking at the chat, but literally you could make the little like short 30-second video. Hey friend, I wanted to tell you really quick the first 3 people that I referred so that you can be thinking about it for yourself. I told my mom, she told me she'd buy, honestly, you know what she said to me? I don't want to tell you because this kind of sounds redneck and trailer trashish, but she said, you could be selling dog poop and I'd buy it, Jen. What's the link? That's what she told me. My sister and then my best friend. So I could just make a 30-second clip, send that to every one of my level ones. It sounds like I'm doing it just to them, but it's really for everybody. And I'm getting them thinking about it. You could go and challenge every person on your team, wholesale or not. Hey, there's this really cool thing that Plexus does that shares stories of people's health and happiness. I challenge you to invite 3 friends or family members to it. Here's the link. You know what I'm talking about, the Why Plexus events. Okay, and the last thing is I wrote out if people added 3 people in July, August, September, October, November, and December, or maybe it was just August to December. Yeah, that's right. It's August to December. And never taught anyone to add 3 people, which would be a horrible thing that someone would do. But if they only added 3 themselves, August through December, they would have a $750 savings account for Christmas, which I think is really special to be able to share with people. Like if I was told, if you want to get your kids that Christmas that you've always dreamed of, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to share with 3 people and you're not going to do it alone. I can give you the post. I can show you the things to invite people to. I can help you send them samples from your app. I'm going to do this with you because that's another thing. People are afraid, like, okay, that's all fine and good, but I don't know what to say to people and I'm embarrassed and I feel awkward and this is not my skill set. So that's another thing to offer is help. Okay, so we're about to wrap up, but I was going to give you guys a little bit of a thought. What we don't want to do is move away from signing people up with welcome packs. Like that's the ultimate goal. That would be your number one path to get into Plexus. But because we have points on customer PV and points on partial PV for ambassadors, if you sense that someone's like, I just don't feel like I could do that, because think about it, they're now having to overcome all these objections. If they're talking with their friends and family, it's $100 or so. It's the social security number. If you feel like these are barriers to someone, then it would be good if they got a hydrate customer or a hydrate order. And then those people, you would teach them how to upgrade them in the future. So they may not get the fast start bonus, but they still would get the silver bonus later. If you have people that you feel like they're not going to take the whole, I wanted to say hoagie, they're not going to eat the whole hoagie. I don't know. Maybe they just need a little hors d'oeuvre. Then maybe get them to have people come in as those hydrate customers, those active combo customers. My sister, I've been doing Plexus for 8 years. She used it for 1 month in the very beginning and then never used it again. And I sent her a bag of active and she messaged me and she goes, "What is this brain activating magic?" She's like, I'm obsessed. I want it every day. How do I get more? I thought that was really awesome because that is our gateway drug. Active is the best gateway drug that we have because people love it. So there'd be no shame in you teaching people to get active combo customers and then upgrading them by saying, you're spending this much on just 2 bags of active when I can get you way more for just a little bit more of a cost and get them upgraded. Okay, I'm going to close this out and I will see you guys Wednesday. I think what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of role playing where we practice conversations about the power of three, and then we'll practice Leslie. It's like I just told you you won the lottery. That was the best. You're like, Jesus saves. Okay, so we will do that on Wednesday. And then we'll also do a little bit of role playing about how to close out with people. So come prepared to be vulnerable and it'll be awesome. So I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock on Wednesday.